On the afternoon of November 24, 1971, a man known as D.B. Cooper boarded a Northwest Orient Airlines flight from Portland, Oregon to Seattle, Washington. He was carrying a briefcase and dressed in a business suit, appearing calm and unremarkable. Shortly after the flight took off, Cooper handed a note to a flight attendant, claiming he had a bomb in his briefcase. He demanded $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck standing by for a getaway. The flight crew and the passengers were stunned, but Cooper remained composed, assuring them that he wouldn't harm anyone if his demands were met. The plane circled Seattle as authorities scrambled to meet his requests. As the plane landed and the ransom was delivered, Cooper kept the crew and passengers in a state of tension, but no one could have predicted what would happen next. After receiving the ransom money and parachutes, Cooper allowed the 36 passengers to disembark in Seattle. He then gave the flight crew specific instructions. The plane was to fly to Mexico City, but only at a low altitude and slow speed. He instructed the crew to keep the plane's rear stairwell open during the flight, a key part of his escape plan. As the flight took off again, the pilots flew the plane as Cooper had requested, heading south and flying at a slower pace. Meanwhile, Cooper, alone in the cabin with the flight crew, made his move. Using the rear stairwell, he parachuted out of the plane into the night sky, vanishing without a trace into the dense forest below. The hijacking shocked the nation, and immediately after Cooper's escape, an intense search effort was launched. Authorities scoured the forests and rural areas near the flight path, focusing on a region known as the Wash Cascades. Despite the extensive manhunt, no trace of Cooper was found, and the search was eventually called off. As weeks passed, investigators found evidence that Cooper had left behind his tie and a few other personal items, but the ransom money was never recovered. An FBI investigation began, which would eventually last for decades, but Cooper's identity remained a complete mystery. It seemed as though the hijacker had vanished without a trace. In 1980, nearly 9 years after the hijacking, a breakthrough came from an unlikely source. A young boy playing near the Columbia River in Washington state discovered a decaying package of $20 bills. After a detailed investigation, it was confirmed that the money came from the ransom Cooper had demanded. This discovery reignited the case and raised more questions. How had the money ended up buried in the riverbank, and what did it reveal about Cooper's fate? Some speculated that Cooper had survived the jump and was hiding out nearby, while others believed he might have died during the jump, his body lost in the wilderness. The mystery of the ransom money only deepened the enigma. Over the years, numerous theories and potential suspects have emerged in the case of D.B. Cooper. Many believed he had a military background, likely a paratrooper, because of his calm demeanor, precise knowledge of parachuting, and the execution of his escape. Some theorized that he had inside knowledge of the plane's design and how to use the rear stairwell. Over 1,000 suspects were questioned by the FBI, but no one could definitively prove they were Cooper. Some of the more notable suspects include Richard McCoy, a man who committed a similar hijacking years later, and a mysterious figure known as John List, though neither was ever conclusively linked to the crime. The investigation continued to raise questions without answers, and Cooper's true identity remains one of the most captivating mysteries in criminal history. To this day, the case of D.B. Cooper remains unsolved, and Cooper's fate continues to intrigue both amateur sleuths and professional investigators. In 2016, the FBI officially closed its investigation, stating that they had exhausted all leads and had no further evidence to pursue. However, many believe Cooper's story is far from over. The legend of D.B. Cooper has lived on in popular culture, inspiring books, documentaries, and even movies. The case remains a symbol of one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in American history, with theories continuing to swirl around the hijacker's identity and fate. The question remains, did Cooper survive the jump, or did he perish in the wilderness, his identity hidden forever? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this historical journey, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.